Hello, everybody. Okay, so this is my rant alert for today. I am going to share my thoughts on us sending our missiles to Syria. So first, let me start by reading the press statement from the Pentagon. Captain Jeff Davis released this. It says, at the direction of the president, U.S. forces conducted a cruise missile strike against Syrian Air Force airfield today at 8:40 p.m. This strike targeted the airfield in Horns Governorate, if I said that right, and we're in response to the Syrian government's chemical weapons attack on April 4th, which killed and injured hundreds of innocent people, including women and children. The strike was conducted using a Tomahawk land attack missile launched from the destroyers USS Porter and USS Ross in the eastern Mediterranean Sea. A total of 59 targeted aircraft, hardened aircraft shelters, and petroleum and logistical storage ammunition, supply bunkers, air defense system, and radars. As always, the U.S. took extraordinary measures to avoid civilian casualties to comply with the law of armed conflict. Every precaution was taken to execute the strike of minimal risk to personnel at the airfield. So here's the thing. A couple different things. One, for all of you that are complaining about how you are no longer conservative or you're no longer a Republican and you're not going to be a part of this, you disagree with the president's decision, you have that right. You have the right to say what you want. You have the right to freedom of speech. However, jumping ship because you don't agree with the president's one decision is not the way to go, because then you are saying you have to agree 100% with your party, which makes you a horrible politician. Second, if you're going to leave the party, don't come back when you disagree with the other side. You can't pick and choose. You're not always going to agree with the president. You're not always going to agree with his staff. And you're not always going to agree with the decisions that he makes. And it's people like you who make this country feel like crap because you can't even accept a decision made by the president. When the president makes a decision, it's made. Regardless of the law, he is supposed to follow. And I disagree with his statement, and I will tell you I disagree with the decisions made by President Trump, but that doesn't mean I'm going to jump ship. It just means I'm going to get behind our president and tell him, hey, you need to do something about this. It was an act of war. Sending a missile to another country is an act of war. He needed congressional approval. He did not get congressional approval. He decided to do it on his own. And while I don't agree with that statement, he is still my president and I still respect him. Because he is the president of the United States and he was elected by the people. Disagree with him? Fine. Jumping ship and saying, oh, I'm going to leave this group, or I don't agree with the president, or blah, 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 then you know what? Leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. But one thing to keep in mind, when you were back making fun of Democrats, saying, are you triggered? Do you need your safe space? During the election, you were making fun of them because they couldn't handle decisions made by the president or made by the results of the election. Yet you sit here and say, oh, I don't like Trump anymore and I'm going to jump ship and say he's not my president and I don't agree with him because of what? One decision that was made? It isn't right. Pull it together. Be strong. Be united. And if you don't agree with something the president does, make a statement. Comment on social media. Take your concerns to the media. Send a letter. You know, the White House actually does have people who read these letters. Call your senator. Call your congressman. But make a statement. Do not sit here and say he's not my president, because then you're just as bad as the liberals who were complaining during the election. And don't jump ship because you don't agree 100% with the president. He is our president. He deserves our respect even if we don't agree with him. And I don't agree with him. I think he's wrong. I think if he wanted to go to war with Syria by committing an act of war, he should have gone to Congress. those are my thoughts.